Everyone knows how important the first round of a match is. It basically guarantees you 2 rounds and a decent economy. But after watching the first few days of VCT Tokyo, I think there's one round that's actually more important than pistol. The bonus round. Unlike the pistol round, which gives you an ephemeral econ advantage, winning your bonus almost secures the entire game. That's because you'll reset the enemy econ to a full save for round 4, and even if you do lose most of your players in the bonus, you'll have the following eco round to rebuild your team's economy. In this game, EG did exactly that. After winning pistol, their bonus, and the ensuing eco round, you can see that they're left with full buys and an average of 5k per player in the bank. Considering lost bonuses, they basically will have full buys for the rest of the game no matter what happens. And as you can see on the recap, that's exactly what happened. Even though they lost a few rounds here and there, their economy stayed strong throughout. While that's great, you might be thinking, it's kind of obvious that winning rounds you shouldn't win leads to winning the game, right? But wait, this is where EG's insane run so far comes into the picture. They won 5 out of their 8 bonus rounds. Remember, rounds in which they have inferior kits. And it was no accident. As we'll go over, EG always has a plan for their bonus round. They abuse certain mechanics and timings to get advantages in rounds that they should normally lose. The first, and one of the most obvious impacts of EG's game plan, is how they play around Valorant's second economy system, the ult economy. Basically, whoever got kills on a pistol round, EG funnels orbs to on their eco round, and in 3 of their 5 bonus wins, EG managed to get an ult online round 3. The opponent, who lost pistol and their eco, basically has no chance of also having such an early ultimate in the game. So even though EG's loadouts are weaker, they can compensate for this with their ultimates. This game is a great example of that. Jajemo, who got 2 pistol kills and died to the Brim Molly after the round,
is ticking. That's going to put the pressure once more onto them, but Demon 1 landing so many of these shots, running it down into the Molly. Didn't want to risk too much there. Listen,
I mean, there was no reason particularly to give your life to that.
Hear me out here. I doubt it, but this would be 10 head if it was actually intentional. It gives EG an extra orb, and it doesn't risk an early enemy Brim ult since it was Brim's first orb in the round. After that, by getting 2 kills and 2 orbs in the next round, he was just 1 orb away from Ray's ult on EG's bonus. Because of all that, on their bonus, EG play together, aggressively securing the B main orb. They use a stun and nade to funnel DRX backwards towards A main. Then Calm has this insane dart, which I showed in my last video, to scan all of outside A, and giving EG the info they need to continue their push and even commit the Raze ult. And even still, they end up losing the trades because of this insanely unlucky flash dodge. Jajemo ends up clutching up the round.
Whoa, okay. And he's brought it back just a little. And he's aware as well of this. Potentially hearing the sound cue. He's caught Buzz out and he's forced it into a 1 versus 1 nade online. Lands the shot anyway.
Conveniently, this is a great transition into EG's second trick to winning bonuses. EG heavily leans into set pieces on defense to catch the attacking side off. Unlike on pistol rounds, where lots of teams choose to play some sort of group strat, which firstly makes aggressive plays really hard because you'll be swinging into multiple enemies, on bonuses, the attack will be more likely to be in some sort of default in the early round, trying to secure map control. This means that with the correct read, you can catch out a solo player and overwhelm them, something that EG does to perfection. Now bear with me here, because the utility in this round is unreal. They firstly use a KO knife and flash to coerce the attack players to play passive A main, because they should be scared of an A main push. But this is just the facade. In the meantime, Omen does a pretty default looking mid smoke that shouldn't raise too many alarms, but Jet uses it to hold W up mid. And at this point, they have a Sova Dart land to scan all of Ice Cream, and an Omen Flash to blind this area. Combined with the KO Flash I mentioned A main earlier, all of the enemies on this side of the map will be flashed and scanned for this next part. Demon 1 dashes up with the utility and catches off a player completely for free who's blind and scanned. And even if DRX had stayed on the other side of this wall instead to hold the A main push, they would have still been blind by the KO flash and scanned, so Demon 1 could have just spammed them through this little wall. And they don't let this opening go to waste. EG is happy to concede the B site, knowing that they would be fighting a losing battle trying to hold it. Instead, they group up to retake together, which most teams would do, but again, what separates EG here is their util. They have a set KO flash to retake B main, this Omen TP that just overwhelms RB. And from there, the snowball's rolling too fast for DRX to stop. EG win their bonus yet again. Lastly, another reason why I think it's super important to have set plays for rounds like this is that it's not as niche as the pistol round. Even if you don't get a bonus round, you're still likely to have at least 1 to 2 rounds per game where your team has a partial bye against a full bye. If, like me, you have become an EG fan from watching Masters Tokyo, I recommend checking out this video next, where you can learn more about how they're the only team to make Sova work on Fracture. Thanks for watching.